publish that right now. Publish this book. That is literal. Oh my gosh, like, why am I so invested in this? Ooh, guys. Ah! Dude, your writing, I love it. I like have to keep reading. I'm sorry, guys. It's Anna, and today I think I am going to do a part 2 to a particular video you guys seem to adore, because today I'm going to be reading your guys' books. I really hope I can maybe get through all of them this time, because I only really got through a few stories of your guys', but there seem to be like a lot more comments now, so thank you guys all for submitting your beautiful stories. I had so much fun at last video reading all your guys' books, so if you want to check that one out, I think it's up there in the iCard, so definitely check that out before this one. But without further ado, we have a lot of stories to get to, so let's go ahead and read them. Again, if you guys want to keep updated in all of my videos and everything like that, and if you want to be like featured in and just like, you know, just stay in contact with me, definitely just check out my community post tab on my YouTube channel page. And I hope I kind of am more eloquent in the way I speak, because last time I feel like I could not read for the life of me, so I'm gonna try really hard to read as expressively, is that a word? I'm a writer and I can't read, speak, do anything, but I will try my best. So I'm gonna be reading Asana M. This is the first paragraph of my draft. Hope you like it. I'm so excited. Okay, let's read it. I want to talk to him, but no, I can't talk to him because I don't know what to say. What do you say to someone who has lost his loved one? That everything is gonna be okay. No, everyone knows that. The very thing that disturbs them is the fact that everything will return to where it was without their important person. What else do you say? They are in a better place. No one is supposed to say that. Have you ever been to the grave or afterlife? No one I am in speaking terms with has achieved that feat. I don't want to talk to him. Ooh, okay, so man, this seems like a sad book. I really like the way you started off that first sentence. I want to talk to him. It's like, you know, the character wants something to happen, and it's kind of very unique. It doesn't start off with something crazy, but it does start off with something that the main character definitely is struggling with. So that's really cool. I wish I could read more, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next one so we can try to include as many people as possible. Okay, so the next story is by Anya. I love your name, so let's go ahead and read it. I can't just stand here and do nothing. And the fact that I'm doing exactly that makes me want to yell at myself for not taking proper action. I need to solve those dreams I had last night, because something tells me that they are real and that they did happen. So then what makes me ask who that girl really was who fell from the sky? Is she alive, or is she splat flat like a pancake? And are my friends Aldian and Mimosa okay too? Did they die from the vicious fire that may have melted their bones? On the more self-centered side, I want to get into one of the Carius' heads right now, thirsting to know whether they would like to accept me or reject me. I kind of really love that, Anya. I definitely am intrigued with the whole dream thing and how she has multiple things going on in that dream and she wants answers. It's very proactive, and like you very much thrusted the audience into a really interesting, abstract sort of situation that we don't really know much context to. So for example, we don't really know what the Carius' heads are. Like, are they a person? Are they like a thing in the dream? Like, what's going on? So I really enjoyed that. Very cool. I would love to know more. Next up we have Creative Geek. This is technically an ending line for a book in this series. Dude, because like, yeah, I asked you guys for the first, you know, paragraphs of your book, but like the last paragraph, ooh guys, okay, I'm excited. And that's where we leave them, the Fenmore family, the House of Fenmore, whichever you call them. Just be sure you remember their names, their pasts, their failures, their successes, the things they've lost, the things they've gained, and most of all, the family they've built. Nothing more, nothing less. Guys, yo, that is awesome. I love that, seriously. Oh, that's a really good, like a very strong ending. I can definitely like, I almost feel the history of the book like right there, and just like, who is this Fenmore family? Like, who are they? Why are they important? And like, why do we have to remember them? Nothing more, nothing less. I'm getting like the vibes of something like really bad happened to this family. I'm excited. That is so cool. Next up we have Maddie. Hi, it's Maddie from Canada. Hi, I remember you. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. Like, seriously, that means so much to me. But let's read it. The sun shone brightly through my blue-green bedroom, chasing the darkness away and bringing in the light. First of all, that's a really poetic way. Like, whoa, that's pretty, that's pretty. Okay. I woke up to the warm heat, putting a smile on my tanned face. I whipped my cozy blanket up from around me and rolled out of bed. I pranced happily downstairs, following the smell of fresh naan cooking on the stovetop. My mum saw that my brown, long, straight hair was in a messy braid and grabbed the hairbrush to comb it out and tame the mess it was. As I sat on the stool, my mum brushed out my hair. I heard a loud, aggressive knock coming from the front door of the little house in which I lived in. Before we could get up to go greet the guest at the door, the person already had entered the house. I was scared it was an intruder, but standing before us was Ravi, who was my family friend. I was shocked looking at his state. I felt though I was gonna faint. Ooh, feel free to recommend some names. Oh, I really love the way you ended that, because now I'm like, what happened to this person? Like, why is the girl in shock? It's really cool. I definitely do love it. As for names, I feel like I love coming up with title names, book names, like places for names and like characters. But I think, yeah, I definitely need to know more about the story. I would love to like give you recommendations, but if I could read more, I would definitely do that. So good job. Next up we have Lace's Dungeon. That's a really cool username. So I just found your channel and I love it. Oh, thank you. This is my first paragraph of what I hope to be a dark fantasy. A dark fantasy. That sounds epic. Heavy iron chains weighed down against Amaya's wrists, their spikes tearing into her skin within a cuff and brandishing her with cuts. Dude, you guys have such poetic ways of writing. Not a wince fell from her. Not a wince fell. I love those sorts of, I don't know, just like writing like that really makes me like so happy. So like, so fast, so good. The blood trickling down her arm and onto the chain's already blood-stained links. Amaya took in a deep breath, carrying the last of the air into her lungs before the door shut with a slam, leaving men and women alike in the room with her. Their yells and screams tore into her ears. So pretty. But she could only close her eyes tightly. She would be the cause of their demise, their flesh that would sit in small piles around her like ashes from a burning fire. Her blood dripped, their screams falling from her as she concentrated on the sound and began to count. Publish that right now. Publish this book. That is literal, oh my gosh, like stuff like this literally makes me so happy. And just like the whole environment, the whole like context we're in, it's so intriguing because we're like, is this, like this girl Amaya, is she like the person who's gonna be killing these prisoners when she seems like a prisoner herself? And like, oh my gosh. And the way that like she concentrated on the sound and then like counted, like what is she counting for? Like what's happening? What the heck? I literally am so mad that there is not another paragraph. I wish I could read it. You're doing so well. Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed. Next up we have Sarah Princess. Sarah, sorry, I don't know. Blair said, okay, I will. Thank you again. Before it got too late, she went down into the forest with the wolf and the fairy tears she has in her backpack. Dude, that's so cool. Fairy tears? I want some fairy tears. As they were in the forest walking for about half an hour now, Blair looks at the wolf. She then looks up at his face and notices that he is going after her. She runs away, and when she thinks she got far enough, she gets food from out of her backpack and gets prepared to give it to the wolf because she can see him coming for her. She gives the wolf carrots and strawberries out of her backpack and got some for herself as well. Wait, so is the wolf her friend or is the wolf chasing her? Ah, with the wolf. So maybe the wolf is like a guide Dude, this kind of reminds me of like a Little Red Riding Hood. Imagine doing like another telling of that. That would be so cool. I really love it. I think maybe as a little critique, maybe instead of starting with Blair said, start just with the dialogue, because I think a dialogue starting a chapter off is a lot more powerful. So say, okay, I will, thank you again, Blair said. Only if you want, but again, it's really good. I really love the cuteness of your writing. It just like, and the ideas, I love it. Okay, so next we have Ava Rogers. The beginning of a YA fantasy. Thank you. The sun was just rising in the east, and the dewy grass swept the girl's ankles as she journeyed to the caverns. I really love that. The dewy grass swept the girl's ankles. Because ways of saying that, I think I really appreciate the different sorts of like perspectives, the different sorts of words you can use to, you know, make something different and like describe something differently. I just like, it's beautiful. Your writing is like literally so pretty. It was the longest way to take, but she preferred to walk across the plateau, over the broad walk that stretched around the side of the tall island. She savored the feeling of being higher than the horizon, higher than anything. The cool breeze twisted through her hair, pushing against her, encouraging her to turn back. But Marin shook off the shiver that split down her spine and pressed forward. I really love that. Split down her back. Like, whoa, it's like I can like feel that instead of just like shivered down her spine. Like, that's such a overused sentence, but you're using the expression so differently and so uniquely that it's so complementary to your writing style. So like, keep going, Ava, you're doing so good. Next up we have Evie Books. Alrighty, let's read it. Darkness lingers everywhere, in the narrow streets of Damwell, behind the windows of the shops, in the corner of the room where candlelight can't reach. So pretty, so pretty. In the dark clouds stitched. Oh my gosh! Wait, why am I getting so excited? Dark clouds stitched on the night sky above. No, because this is beautiful writing. You guys, I'm literally so impressed, so proud of you guys. Holy moly. Paragraph from Nightwalkers. Oh, that's such a cool name too. Oh my gosh. Dude, I love how you brought it back. So you're saying darkness lingers everywhere, and then at the end of the paragraph, darkness lingers everywhere and you can't run. Oh, it's so powerful. And it's such a great way to start your book. Like, I am so impressed. Your writing is literally beautiful. Your ideas, like, I can't get over the clouds stitched into. I've never thought about that way of expressing clouds in the sky. Just like, this is the reason I love writing. I love you guys. Okay, next up we have Kendall. This is a story about a girl who falls in love with her sister's best friend. This seems complicated. Friends. They were friends with the wrong person. Yumi felt a falling pit swarming with butterflies in a petite stomach. Her cold feet walked slowly down the hallway, the walls caving in as she attempted to collect her nerves. She picked up her white shoes and sat down on her jeans, placed them on with shaky hands. Her sister begged to get out the door as her family was already standing with their shoes on. I also really love your starting sentence. Like, I think it's extremely compelling having a sentence that has like nothing to do with the action. So the way you started the action after this sentence is really good, because having something too abstract or like too monologue like, it's obviously her thoughts that are like friends, they were friends but with the wrong person. Like, if you have that too much at the start, especially your first chapter, maybe the characters will get too bored because you're really looking for action. So it's so good that you have a little bit of a catch or like a hook, and then you have the action. So good. Your writing is awesome. Next up we have Tinney Wiffles. I remember you were like the last person that was supposed to be read, so I'm so excited to read yours. So this is a prologue to your first draft. It's a fantasy novel and also my first time. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, let's read it. Back then, it was easy for everyone to believe in something impossible. It wasn't because they were foolish, nor was it because they were naive and vulnerable. It was because they had hope. Hope that somewhere out there magic exists. And it did. Okay, whoa. Okay, I love, usually the rule of thumb is to not have a prologue, but like this is good. I sometimes write prologues in my books, but it's only if it's something very simple, like, you know, literally a paragraph that's like 20-30 words. But that's really, really good. I definitely can understand why you might need a prologue, especially for fantasy novels, but let's keep reading. Magic could fix, well, everything. The wars, the chaos, and the dull, dark nights that never seem to end. If only something could stop all this, the people thought. But that something was unlikely at this point. Still, they believed. Until that hope died. I mean, why continue waiting for something that might never arrive? Why keep looking for something that isn't there at all? Well, the answer is simple. You don't. And so the war continued, but this time nothing had held them together. All that was left to do was fight. Wow. So it's like cool because like they must have had hope in magic, or at least something that could help them, but then like it all dissipated and like the hope burnt out to the point where nothing was left to do but fight. And I really love that last sentence and your first sentence, because it's a very strong way to start and end your prologue. It's so good. You're doing so well. Keep writing. Next up we have Divi Cat. So this is scenes from a first draft that is based on developing lore. Okay, so it's quite long. That's alright. I might just read a little bit if that's okay. The dread of death fell over the temple, illuminating the stars in a yellow line of light that spread across the dark skies. So pretty. Oh my goodness. Ludius glanced. Oh my, Ludius? Dude, I love the name of your characters. Glanced up at the light, then back at the parchment that laid in his pale hand. Before Ludius could make the prediction, a burst of flames flew down. The fire took the shape of a phoenix that had his wings spread out, giving warmth over the frostbitten marble below. In the blink of an eye was the body of a god of a war in place of the phoenix. Ludius treated the scenario as a normal interaction. Good evening, Farron, Ludius greeted. My night, Farron responded, bowing gracefully. I see you've been busy. Oh my gosh, wait. Why am I so invested in this? This is so cool. I love that because it's like, is he a magician? Like, he seems kind of cool. And like the fact that he doesn't get fazed by those, like something like that. And like something, you know, as like a phoenix literally coming down who's like embodying like a god. That seems normal in this world. And I think that is so cool. Ludius looked over at Farron with only his eyes, their deep blue color, studying the other god. Just the norm, Farron. Shouldn't you be watching over Arya? That foolish girl is bound to get herself into trouble. Farron let out a small laugh. Of course you'd be the one to call her out. I'd rather spend my time with you. It does get rather lonely in the temple, does it not? Ludius sighed, looking down at the pen in his hand. It does, but death does not wait for company to arrive. Oh, wait, I really love that idea. Death does not wait for company to arrive. Then we shall wait for death. Oh, whoa. But death does not wait for company to arrive. Then we shall wait for death, Farron said, reaching out his hand to intertwine his fingers with the other god. Oh my gosh, wait, are they lovers? Wait, what? Okay, wait. Maybe I'm just like getting too excited. Okay. Let's keep reading. The fingertips of death cold and the grasp of war soft. Ludius hid the hint of a smile by glancing away from Farron, refocusing on the dread at hand. He was never gonna concentrate at this point. Why am I so obsessed? I am so obsessed. Dude, your writing, I love it because it's like almost, you know, it's just I can't even express myself in terms of like the logisticness of writing. Your writing's really good, the way it's spaced out, even paragraphed. Thank you so much for paragraphing and taking the time to do that. Also the fact that you have a lot of dialogue, and even though it's not like a lot, including dialogue within your first chapter is like pretty good. The way we're fully thrust into this world, who these people are, we got introduced to these characters as well as another character, Arya, and I'm just really intrigued with the relationship between these people like Ludius and Farron. Also beautiful names too, beautiful names. I am obsessed. I love it. Keep writing. If I could get the second chapter or the second paragraph, I would love to read it. You're doing so well. Like, whoa. so good. I'm so sorry I have to cut short, but I have no idea how long this video is. I'm sure it could be really, really long, so I'm gonna have to end here. But if you guys do want a part 2, let me know below, because I'll be so happy to react to more of your stories. And again, if you do want to submit some, just continue submitting them on the post. I might do a part 3 and I might be able to read finally all of them, because I think we're nearly through all of them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you subscribe too. Please subscribe, because it does really help. And I feel like our little channel is growing so much, and we are, you know, welcoming so many new writers. So welcome if you're new, please subscribe. But yeah, I love you guys, and I hope to see you in my next writing video. Bye bye.